I recently heard that when I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, he was telling me that he met two fresh IIT graduates who had started a QSR business in a QSR is a quick service restaurant, and they were making burgers. Now they don't have any experience in burgers, but I presume they had a passion for food. Now in this particular case, there's no relevant experience. You just have a passion for food, you have a good chef, and you say, this is what I want to do, you can start at home. But now if you want to do something, say, in enterprise security, where companies' emails have to be more secure or something like that, now that's going to be very difficult to do if you don't have some understanding of how companies work. So function of what you want to do will also dictate whether you want to do it fresh out of college or whether you want to work. Like say if you want to work in the travel space and you don't understand how the whole travel ecosystem works, you may end up making big mistakes.
One thing which I was always clear about is that I will not get into something which is conventional. I will not solve a problem which has already been solved by somebody else. It has to be about solving a problem which maybe a lot of people recognize around them but nobody solved before.
A lot of the stuff which you learn in college will just give you 10-15% of understanding of what you want to do in real life.
Yeah, we just understand the concept.
Okay, so you have to go through a program like what Geeta is doing, the rounding of what is needed for entrepreneurship.
I've just learned how to enjoy and live life at lower cost.
Can we say that you're comfortable with the trade-offs you make?
Absolutely.
So an entrepreneur needs to make the choice of trade-offs or decide on what trade-offs he or she would like will be making and not live comfortable. Because
So,
these are choices.
As an example, maybe I don't drink at the Tajas and the Leelas of the world anymore. I go to a Suri bar where a drink costs maybe just 80 bucks, a peg, and I go with a bunch of friends and not with colleagues who are out to impress each other. I go with a bunch of friends and I think I'm having much more fun than what I used to earlier.
If you have 100 rupees, typically people say, depending on your risk appetite, you put 50 rupees in fixed deposit, 10 rupees in this, 20 rupees in that, and you keep 10 rupees for so-called higher risk investing, which is what angel investing is called. It also is a challenge which you're facing with yourself, and you're trying to bet that you are in a good position to be able to assess idea, companies, people, opportunities. And with all the companies that I work as an angel investor or whichever way I work extremely closely with them over a period of time. So I believe that if I'm adding some value to them, I'm sort of improving their odds of success in some way.
Basically, our vision is we wanted to create a hub for entrepreneurship education and mentorship. And we wanted to leverage the resources of worldwide business ecosystems.
You are running on your idea, but you don't know how far the idea is going to go. What else is about it?
Ask him to ask. He's just done it.
After 8 years of working in corporate life, cushy job, paycheck syndrome, you said you start.
Maybe I just said I got drunk a little too much.
I
did not too much need too many cuts. I think if you've planned well, if you've researched well, I don't think it's really that difficult. As long as you find the right people to do it with. See, there are always these fundamental few basics that you need to check off. Do I have sufficient money to last myself and my family for the next 9 to 12 months? Check. Okay. Do I have the right people that I'm doing it with? Check. Am I working on an opportunity which is large enough, big enough? Check. Am I prepared to fail? Check. Done.
You may be 80% there and 20% wrong is much better than thinking to get the perfect solution.
I consciously got a co-founder who was better than me in a lot of respects. It always helps, if you're competing against each other also in a way. It's healthy competition. Having a good second line works, so hiring a set of good people to work with you always helps because you're not around always to do everything.
Who to the client and kept 10% for himself. That's also entrepreneurship. But it makes you learn a lot of things. This is what it is. Entrepreneurship doesn't mean making a software company and alone. That's the most visible thing today. But there are enough stories of people who do multiple other things.
So we look at
diversity is a big area for innovation. So in resourcing, what was important is to try to bring in different type of people, age groups as well as different cultural background as well as educational background.
Most entrepreneurs are explorers of sorts. And that is the common thread all across that has happened with me. So much so that, but the thing about explorers is that I think they like to touch, feel, and actually experience a lot of things.
Every executive who's running a company has a very different perspective of risk. Some people say, I want to do A, B, C, D, E, but unless I have the funds to do A, B, C, D, I will not do even A. That's a tricky situation because if you don't do A, you're not going to see progress in your company. And there are some guys who say, it's okay, I'll start with A and B, I have money for that. Somewhere I'll find money for C, D, A. And somehow or the other I'll figure out something. Either a new investor or a new revenue stream or business better than normal. So this is the type of risks that you have to start taking.
So I was talking about being boggled down by finance or by law or by computers. Now, as accident of fate would have it, I run a technology company. I deal in discounted cash flows and valuations and complicated financial models all the time. We filed for a patent very recently. I also handle that process. I oversee all the contractual legal documents that we take care of. Now there are others in the team who can also do it, but the fact of the matter is I do it because I enjoy it. And today financial management and law and technology excites me because I get to see the outcome of what I am doing, which I feel somewhere is missing in the way education is run in the country today.
I still remember when I was maybe 27, 28, I thought I could do no wrong. I was running a large operation, huge number of people under me, all of that stuff. And I was so cocksure that whatever I did, I could do well. And I did very well. 10 years later, I realized what a fool I was at that time. Because I missed out on so many other things. So, hindsight is that age does give you a little bit of thing. So, if you're younger, be willing to meet people.
There's no money with them. They come over there absolutely with no money, just a laptop. That's it. Okay? That's the kind of risk they have taken. There's nothing over there. Worst comes to worst, what happens? They join back another IT company. That's the risk. And I already said in the beginning, 50% of them are second-time entrepreneurs. They have failed the first time. Okay? That particular portion of it is very less. We are finding, as you said, we require more and more entrepreneurs. We require that risk-taking ability by young guys. Right?
And that's, I think, one of the gaps in the education system today. We are not taught to manage ambiguity.
You learn on the job.
Yeah.
Life experience. That's easy.
I've also had experiences where some entrepreneurs are so, how to put it, so possessive about their company that they're just unwilling to let go in some way. And I've seen those guys struggle because at some junction it is all about collaboration, partnerships, investors coming in who will ask you to jump up and down, do all sorts of stuff. But all that helps you to grow. If you tend to be extremely possessive and very tight, you will have possibly a nice lifestyle business. Maybe you will make 5-10 lakhs of profit a year, that's your income. But you can't really scale a business if you are extremely tight on the control.